Welcome, everybody, to Generation Viewpoint. My name is Evan, and this is my dad, Freedom.
Here I am. How you doing, everybody? What's going on, Ev?
Not much.
Not much?
Yeah, I mean, I'm recording a podcast right now, but
Yes.
yeah.
So, let me ask you.
Okay.
Okay, we've been recording podcasts now for several months,
Yes.
and we're having a blast.
Yeah.
And we're sharing with all these great people who are watching and listening and responding, and it's been fun.
Yep.
So, let me go back in time for a moment.
Okay.
One day you said, Dad, we should do a podcast, right?
Oh, my gosh. That was forever ago.
Right, but you
Yeah.
said that, right?
Yep.
And when you said that, did you envision what it is that we're doing right now with everybody, or did you envision something different? I haven't asked you that question.
I don't know. Because
Okay.
when I came to you,
Yeah.
I kind of went... I asked you to do a podcast because I was watching a YouTube channel that was doing a visual podcast like we do now on YouTube, but we also do just regular podcasts.
Right.
And I wanted to do what they were doing because it looked like so much fun.
Yeah.
So you remember, I came to you, I was like, let's do a podcast. And you're like, all right, what are we doing on? I'm like, do I have to come up with everything here? Like, I had no idea what we were going to do.
Yeah.
But then I forget how it went. Oh, I was sitting in my room and I was just like, that's what we should do.
Yeah.
And we came up with this and then we talked about it. And
Yeah.
but I don't know if this exactly was what I was picturing.
Okay.
But I think it's pretty darn close.
Okay. So if we were to change anything about our podcast right now, let's say we were to change something in what we do, how we do it, or whatever, and to match closer to what you might have envisioned from the beginning, what would that thing be? Have you thought about that?
I don't know. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I really don't know.
What I would love to have is for all of our listeners and viewers to give us feedback. And
Oh, yeah, that would,
and
feedback would be a big thing.
like it
But,
would be great, you know?
Yeah. We can't control the feedback, though.
No, we can't. That's true.
So I would love to have a big following, but followings take time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
And we do have a lot of friends in our community that
yeah.
are listening and viewing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But to have some feedback of, hey, you know what? We would really love to see this, or we'd like to see
Yeah.
you talk more about this, or whatever it might be. More guests, less guests, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because right now we're just kind of doing what we think everybody
Yeah,
wants.
yeah. Yeah.
So it'd be great to hear some of that.
yeah.
So
And I actually was talking to someone a few days ago, actually, and I didn't know that he listened to the podcast, and
Yeah.
he was just like, Evan, I love your, what's it called? I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, your podcast. I love your, I'm like, you listen to that?
that's awesome.
Because he's younger than me, and he
Yeah.
listened. I didn't expect him to listen to it.
I love it.
But
yeah.
he loves how funny it is, and
Yeah.
he complimented it and stuff, and I thought that was awesome because
Yep.
people amaze me. I don't think that they listen to it, but then they actually do listen to it.
I love that we have people who were in young teens all the way up to in their 60s that
Yeah.
are listening to the same thing and getting value out of it, because we're talking about something that's very common to all of us, and that is regular life and relationships and people and things like that. You
Yeah.
know? So it's pretty cool. So I was walking through Home Depot the other day, and one of my favorite stores, by the way, and all of a sudden they started saying that they were going to be closing the store, and I had this vision of, wow, what if they closed the store and locked me in, and I was stuck inside of Home Depot all night? Like, what would I do? So it raised the question, Evan, if you were going to get locked in some place, okay? I'm not
Yep.
saying a store, but if you were going to get locked in someplace overnight, where would you love to be locked up in?
Now, the first question I have for you in return
Okay.
is where I am I allowed to use whatever I want? And
So let's say that wherever you're going to be locked up in, right?
Yeah.
Overnight, in the morning, you will have a way to get out without them knowing you are ever there,
okay.
if that helps.
So, like, if I was in Home Depot, I could use anything I wanted.
Yeah, because in the morning you'd be able to leave and nobody would know. Nobody knew that you were there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, without a doubt, it would either be Walmart or Target.
Really?
Yes.
I wouldn't.
I have always wanted to stay in a Walmart or Target and just play with everything.
That's amazing. I would have never guessed that.
Well, first of all, I love to longboard,
Yeah.
And the best surface to longboard on is linoleum because the wheels just grip it real nice and you fly on those.
Wow.
And I would just get a longboard from their section. I don't care how bad a longboard it is, but I would just...
That would be a blast, zipping down those long walkways.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy cow. That's pretty cool. I don't know where...
Get like a green machine off the rack.
Do you know?
That's it.
That was one of my favorite toys when I was a kid. You could go down the street and zip around and do donuts with my green machine. It was amazing. So, and I don't know where I would want to get locked up. It's a toss-up. I mean, the easy one is to say like Best Buy because they got all kinds of cool stuff. But that would, I don't know, you watch TV and you play with a computer. Like yippee-yi-yay.
Yeah.
And then I could think of Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Leave me in there all night. But after you eat steak and everything else you want for, 3 hours, now what? You can't move. You're sleeping the rest of the time.
Yeah, I feel like Walmart or Target, like one of those superstores, is just the place to be because once you're done eating, you can go and ride a scooter. Once you're done scootering, you can go throw a chair. I don't know. You can do anything.
Ooh, a car dealership. I wouldn't mind being locked inside of a car dealership.
But you can't drive a car.
Well, maybe locked on the property. That's such
what are you going to do? Drive the car around the parking lot?
I'm going to do donuts upon donuts, my man. So, jeepers. But that would be awesome.
So, speaking of a store,
I
had to, well, I didn't have to, but Easter was not too long ago, and Easter is a perfect excuse to buy a new shirt. And I love to get new shirts, as you know. I like to look nice. So I went shopping, and the few times I've gone shopping before by myself, like, it's just an awkward time. But this time in particular, it was just really awkward because everyone else was out trying to find an Easter shirt or pants or whatever.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be awkward, but while I'm there, I feel like if someone's at a rack, I can't go up to the rack until they leave.
So you can't like come up alongside of them and look at the same rack?
No.
Why?
It just feels awkward. And then if someone comes up by me, I'll pretend to skim the shirts real quick and just zip away.
Ev, that is, I got to say, that is strange. Okay? So, sorry, man. But it's odd. That's odd.
Yeah, I know. But I also, I knew how awkward I was being.
Yeah.
So I went out into my car, sat in the car, and texted and called people for about an hour asking them to go shopping with me.
Because you didn't like doing it on your own that bad.
I hate shopping by myself.
That's amazing.
When I'm with someone, eventually later that night, I went to my sister's job, and one of my friends was there. And I was just like, do you want to go shopping with me? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I had a blast when she was with me, and there were people all around us while we were shopping. But by myself, wow.
It's the power of twos, right?
I guess.
One person I don't know. I don't mind shopping. I don't find any awkwardness in it.
Yeah.
I just kind of go in, get what I need, and I leave. If anything, shopping with people is a killer for me because they take forever looking at everything, which is part of the shopping process, supposedly.
Yeah.
But shopping to me is like a hunter going in the woods. I know exactly what I want. I go and I make a straight line towards it. I kill it, bag it, bring it home. All right? And I'm either wearing it or doing whatever it needs to get done.
See, how I shop is I always start at TJ Maxx or Marshall's because they always have amazing deals for what I usually wear.
Yeah.
So I usually start at TJ Maxx, and I'll walk in, go over to the men's clearance, and I'll go through all the shirts. I'll look at get the ones that I like, take pictures of them.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave the store.
Why do you take pictures
without it? No, hold on.
Okay.
I have pictures of them. I have the prices on my phone and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I go to Marshall's, and I'll go through their clearance and look at what they have, take pictures of what I like.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to Target or Walmart or something.
Oh, my word.
And then I'll sit in the car and look at all my options and prices.
Oh, my word.
And then go to the store that has it and then get it.
Evan, can I just say something?
What?
I need to have an intervention with you. All right. Next time you need some clothes, I got to take you shopping. I got to teach you how to man shop. All right. Because now, I can tell right now that you have grown up shopping for clothes with your mother and not me. Because that's exactly how the other side loves to shop, is they graze and look and go, oh, yeah, okay, I'll go back and get that one. Or they buy everything, just knowing that they can take back whatever they end up not wanting.
See, I look at it as whatever I buy, I can't take back because I feel it's too awkward to return something.
It's not awkward to take it back. All right, that's it. I'm getting upset now, man. Dang it. You got to erase the word awkward from your vocabulary. No more awkward. All right, this is a challenge to you. Okay. Here we go. All right, Generation Viewpoint, challenge to Evan. No more awkwardness shopping.
That's impossible.
No, it is 100% possible.
Oh my gosh. It's
oh
gonna be
my
hard.
goodness, man.
But the way I shop, look at my wardrobe.
Yeah.
And look how nice I look.
No, Evan, I'm not saying you don't look nice. I think you
pays
have
off,
good choices.
and I like to look nice, so I don't mind spending the extra time.
It's just too much effort and energy going into buying a shirt.
I don't see it as effort.
Holy cow!
I don't.
Right. Well,
and I shopped with one of my friends from school, and he took longer than I did.
Oh. All right, Evan. All right, I got to stop talking about this because I'm getting all upset. No more awkwardness for you. So let me ask you a question: if you could win a lifetime supply of something,
okay,
what would it be?
Piper and Leaf tea.
Whoa! Which happens to be your lovely
my
mug that you have
mug
there.
Here, yes.
Like it's a commercial. You're like, hello.
And get the Piper and Leaf jug.
If only Piper had we should see if they have an affiliate program. That plug. My goodness. So,
well, I love Piper and Leaf tea is amazing.
Yeah.
Bryce, my brother, was the one that introduced them to me. He got me two bags of loose tea and this jar. They're based out of Atlanta, and they grow their own tea and make it themselves, and you can tell from the taste. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, I've never had it. I'm not much of a tea drinker, although I have had a tea before, but more of a coffee guy. So but I know that you and Bryce both speak very highly of it. So very interesting. I don't know what I would want if I could have a lifetime supply of something, because there's pretty much a lot of things that I'd love to have a lifetime supply of. You know,
I feel like what would best fit you would be a lifetime supply of cars.
You know, I was just thinking that. No, really. Because I was thinking that if I could just walk into a dealer, right, and just give me a set of keys, and I'll drive it. I don't care. I'll drive it for 6 months.
And then you'll return it in 6 months and then get a new car.
And then I'll drive whatever you want.
Because that's what you do now.
I get so bored.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, I think about this thing, and I go and I buy the car, and then we're driving it, and 6 months later, I'm like, all right, it's trying to sell it. Try to get rid of it, you know? Like now, the one I'm driving now, I've had a year and a half. Just under a year and a half. I'm ready to do something different.
Well, we got my car, and like 2 weeks later, you're like, you want to try and sell that? I'm like, no, I just got it.
So your brother he called and was buying a car, and he told the salesman, he's like, I got to go call my dad because he sells cars. I got to go find out. And the guy took it as like I was a car dealer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, I just sell a lot of cars because I just
that probably helped him get the deal that
it
he wanted.
Probably did. The guy's
he's like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about.
He knows everything. Yeah. So awesome. Very cool. So I have a question, a little serious nature. We've been having a lot of fun, and I just want to get into something with a little bit of meat on it for you, okay? So here's the meat question of this episode, okay? Is your attitude a choice? All right? And before you answer that question, I want you to think about it for a moment, okay? Because there's two sides of that question. One would say, how can I control my attitude when things are happening to me, either really good or really bad, right? And another person would say, well, regardless of things happening good or bad to you, your attitude is a choice. You decide, right? And you could have two people who argue this thing to the end. So I want to ask you, what do you think? The final answer, is attitude your personal choice or not?
I think that it is, but I think it's more difficult for different personalities.
Wow. Please explain. I'm interested. Okay.
So some people have the personality of optimism. Like they're just naturally optimistic about everything.
Naturally. They didn't choose to be optimistic.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
So when something bad happens to them, they immediately see the good in it. And for some reason, Annie is coming to mind.
Okay.
All this bad stuff was happening to her. She lived in an orphanage. She always saw...
She saw the joy in life.
The joy and stuff.
Yep. Okay.
But then there's people that are born pessimistic that just naturally see the bad in things.
Yeah.
So it's more difficult to see the bad, but then look away and see the good.
Interesting. Okay. So you think that you're born with that tendency, or do you think that's a learned trait of your attitude?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Interesting.
Because you can't necessarily control who your personality grows to be.
Okay. All right. Now, I hear what you're saying, and part of me is like, I totally know where you're going. Like, yeah, I have met people, but I got to, all right, so here's the honest freedom. The honest freedom, still when I meet somebody who's pessimistic or who has a bad attitude, I still have this thought in my head that's buckle up and take control. Your attitude is a choice, And I know we all have moments, including myself, where I have a poor attitude, all right? But that's me choosing to allow my attitude to run away with itself and not being intelligent with it, And I hope I'm not stepping on people's toes by saying that, and I know maybe it's a real black and white. I guess the example that I think of this, Evan, is this. So you could be having an argument with somebody, right? And you're in it. You're in an argument, right?
Yeah.
Your attitude is poor. And you're right? And all of a sudden your phone rings. And you look at your phone and it's your friend. And you're in the middle of an argument and you pick up your phone and you answer and you go, "Hello, how you doing?" Instant attitude change, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I think of your attitude, that you are always making a choice on, are you having a good attitude right now or a bad attitude, even when things poorly are happening.
Yeah. But you also have to take into consideration of mental illnesses.
Well, I'm not counting that. Yeah, I guess you're absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And unfortunately, that does exist. People do suffer from depression, which they've proven is not always. It's not a choice sometimes. But I guess right now I'm thinking more overall.
Yeah.
But good for picking up on that, because that is true. So I don't know. I think it's something that we all need to take control of, and we need to focus our energy on. Somebody who hits the lottery and has a poor attitude when they win that they hit the lottery, that's not normal. They're choosing to have a poor attitude.
Yeah.
Same with something that is disappointing. We can have a good attitude if we choose to go through it. The story of Job comes to mind, where everything was taken and his attitude waned, and along the way, though, he had to make a personal choice and take control of his attitude and his viewpoint on what was happening around him,
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was, I wanted to hit that one. We don't talk much about that, do we?
Yeah.
So you guys, you usually have a pretty good attitude, except for your awkwardness. Gosh dang it. That's it. We got to end this episode because I'm getting all riled up again. Now I'm going to get a bad attitude. No more awkwardness for you. All right? That's it.
I'll try, but no promises.
No try. As Yoda says, there is no try. Only do, young man. So, but Ev, I think you're great. Just so you know. All right.
Thanks.
But thanks everybody for joining us on yet another episode. And it's always so much fun to have you guys here. And please go to our Facebook group and give us some feedback. Do you want more guests? Do you want less guests? Is there a topic that you want to hear about or learn about? Or we're always looking for that, because this show is not about us. This is really about you. And we'd love to just give you what it is that you're hoping to get and see when we get together like this. So in the meanwhile, have a great week, and we really look forward to seeing you again. See you later.
See ya. Remember, we're on iTunes and Stitcher, and as always, thanks for being awesome.